We are beginning the countdown, and in less than 24 hours, Africa is going to unveil its new African Union Commission chairperson that will take over after Musa Faki because his term ends. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia was a beehive of activities, several meetings here and there. And the Kenyan delegation, led by William Samoei Ruto, had started the celebrations, and they are being reminded that you even had a red carpet at KICC, and they're being told, please go slow. But William Ruto had his very final and rush hour, trying to meet several heads of state in a very last minute, trying to persuade them, trying to convince them that you need to elect Raila Odinga as the new African Union chairperson. And I believe in those meetings, alikuwa anawaambia, tafadhali, huyu jamaa atarudi hapa kunisumbua. Tafadhali mnisaidie. I believe that is also what he was telling the other heads of states, because these people are common suspects. They know each other. They know the challenges that they have with their opponents. And Raila is a man who needs no introduction. They have followed the Kenyan elections. And I believe William Ruto must have pleaded with them, please, if you don't elect Raila, I'm going to be in trouble. And stakes are high because people feel that it is a make or break for Raila Odinga. Listen to the lady here advising Raila on what to do after the elections tomorrow.
Yes, Raila Odinga, I hope unaenda AU. I hope unaenda AU because hata taxpayers money imetumika kukukampenia kufika hiyo AU. I hope to this time unaenda kurepresent Kenyans AU. Usitukujia hapa na bad news on Sunday. Usitukujia hapa na bad news tafadhali, because usishinde. Sisi hakuna kingpin unatuchagulia vile tulishaona ati wewe umesha endorse hapo Sakaja gubernatorial. As who? Sisi tuwache tuko na independent mind. Sisi kama sisi ndo tunapanga hii serikali this time. So ukishatoka huko AU Addis Ababa, kama umeshindwa, tafadhali pumzika. Unaona, uwezi kuwa politician forever. Inafikanga time pia unaacha wetu wengine wana lead. Okay? Sasa mimi naomba tu na kuombea uende ushinde, lakini ukishindwa, please toka kwa siasa za Kenya. Wacha sisi tupange hii serikali sasa. Tafadhali tunakuomba baba, ukishatoka huko AU, please, whatever it is, take it gratefully. Tutakuombea na Mungu ametusikia.
Now, since President William Ruto arrived in Addis Ababa yesterday, he's held several meetings with the African heads of states, trying to garner support for Raila Odinga, especially the SADC member states who had written a letter through their secretary to support their candidate Richard Riamandrato. And this was seen as a major setback and a blow to Raila Odinga. So William Ruto has been holding what we call a very last meeting with the African heads of state. Now, Kenyan journalists were there, and they tried confronting William Ruto, at least to give them a glimpse of what is happening. What has he discussed so far? How many member states have assured them of support? As we approach tomorrow, are they sure of a win? William Ruto dismissed the NTV journalist. He just told her, wait. He doesn't want to talk about anything. I think he wants to be very sure.
President William Ruto spent the better part of the day in bilateral meetings with the various leaders from different countries. Seth Olale puts the number at 6. In fact, he has been following the president around and covered some of his side events today. Seth Olale, do you have any indication of what was discussed at these meetings? Does it have to do with Raila Odinga's bid?
Both, Olive, because even apart from the bilateral talks that also focused on issues to do with security, health, infrastructure, and trade, of course, there were those, undertones on the sidelines, and all this was in an attempt to gather last-minute, support for Kenya's candidate Raila Odinga.
All right, there you have it. Let's take a look at the report.
President William Ruto was a man on a mission at the Africa Union headquarters in Addis Ababa.
Mr. President, Citizen TV.
Hello, how are you?
Ahead of tomorrow's vote.
Relax.
What have been your priorities?
You wait.
What about African reform?
You wait.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, from the corridors of power, Raila's support to Ruto's candidature depends on this election, directly or indirectly. Because Ruto simply believes that if Raila clinches that seat, he will be busy with African affairs and therefore will not concentrate on the local politics. The supporters of Raila Odinga will also see that as the best support, and they will be tempted to reciprocate, because I know if William Ruto wins this seat, the first thing he's going to do is to visit Homa Bay. And I'm sure he's going to tell them, Juthurwa, I told you tutapangana. Unaona sasa nimepanga Gwambo. And that will be music to the ears of the Luo Nyanza people. With the cabinet secretaries that they've been given, about 2, if William Ruto takes Raila, that's what they're saying. If William Ruto takes Raila to Ethiopia and wins that seat, then Ruto will tell them, it is my turn. Nimepanga Gwambo, sasa mimi pia mnipange. But not everyone in the country would want Raila to win that seat. There's a region that feels that Raila should come back to help check Kasongo. In fact, they're even praying for an impeachment. All those are considerations, because in politics, everything is possible. There's an opinion poll, I don't know who conducted this, that is shared by city lawyer Grandmula. And he's saying that according to a poll I conducted, the support or prayer for Honorable Raila to win the AU chairman across the 8 provinces are as follows. They're saying, Grandmula is saying that he realized 95% from Nyanza would wish that Raila clinches this seat, Northeastern 82, Western 90, Rift Valley 78, Eastern 55, Coast 85, Nairobi 57, and Central 5%. So according to Grand Mullah, he's saying that Central does not really want Raila to win. There are people saying that, you betrayed Gen Z's protest, that those people who just don't want Raila, as they're saying, that if he goes to AU, you don't want him. If he comes back to the country and is quiet, you are asking why he's quiet. If he starts going to the streets, anataka kuharibu biashara yetu, there's that caliber. But there's another caliber that is saying Raila should come back so that we join efforts to start giving Kasongo sleepless nights. So depending on where you're looking at it. But truth be told, if Raila wins the seat, William Ruto will go there and start convincing them. If he does not, people are still trying to predict what exactly is Raila going to do. Because one thing that you can take to the bank, that an idle Raila is a very dangerous Raila Odinga. Raila must be given something to do. What is it that you can give Raila now? Many believe that Raila is coming to demand for a nusu mkate. They had started sometimes back that we have stabilized the government. We decided to end the Gen Z's protest, and we gave you the support to send Rigathi home, because William Ruto had literally said that were it not for the ODM, serikali yake ilikuwa inachukuliwa. I don't know whether it's just a narrative, lakini anasema hata alikuwa tayari kuachia wanajeshi, because he's saying that Gachagua had infiltrated the Gen Z and they wanted to kill to topple his government. Unajua nashangaa kwa nini Gachagua hajapelekwa kotini, kwa sababu mtu ambaye anataka kupindua serikali yako, hiyo ni hatia kubwa sana. Unafaa kumshtaki, anafaa ashtakiwe, hukumiwe, but that has not happened. So we added to the basket of the many lies, many allegations, including the container of blood. But ladies and gentlemen, if Raila comes back, I've maintained on this channel that he has a foundation to start from. He can start with the abductions. He just stop the abductions. You know, abduction is become a menace in the country. And when you speak about them, you resonate well with the Kenyans. And if you think that Raila, killed the Gen Z protest, what if he just says that, you must stop the abductions? If you're not going to stop, he talks about the SHA that is not working, if it's not working, and he talks about corruption and wastage in the country. And then he says the only language that the government understands is the language on the streets. And then he says, let us go to the streets. What will you say now? Because you said he killed the Gen Z protest. What if he says, let's now go to the streets? Then he redeems himself. So stakes are high, and William Ruto is literally panicking. He's praying day and night that Raila clinches the seat. I understand that, just as the opinion poll indicates, even though I don't know the method and the criteria that Grand Mula used to come up with this result, but someone has told me, in fact credible sources, that there are people who are waiting for Raila to fail. They just want him, and I even understand that they even want to organize for a grand reception when he comes back, and then he joins them. The other day, Kalonzo had indicated that Raila should come back, join the Azimio, so that they continue with the good work. And Ruto understands very well that there are several possibilities. They can even decide to sponsor an impeachment motion. Don't think ODM is happy after the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, declared against the court ruling that Kenya Kwanza is the majority party. They're not happy. So they can also start from there. And William Ruto fears that if today anyone, after a lot of consultation, brings a motion of an impeachment motion, a vote of no confidence against Ruto, he will easily go home. If anyone convinces Raila people to go to the streets again together with the other disgruntled Kenyans, it will be a very difficult moment for William Ruto, because he saw what the Gen Zs did in June last year. Now, William Ruto also fears that Raila can join the group that has now ganged up and is opposing him to form a pre-election pact. That is, it's easy for them to do that. And in politics, you'll be wrong to dismiss any possibility. So in politics, Raila can still go, they form a bigger camp, and then they start asking who is the best bet. So William Ruto knows very well that Raila's loss will equally have a ripple effect on his government. And that is why he's doing everything. So his rush and last minute meetings with the African states is something that is understandable. But he refused to answer that journalist. And I think it is because he does not want to, open this Pandora's box. It is too early for him. And what do you make out of the celebrations that are going on? Do you think that they are to give Raila the moral support? Do you think they are sure? What exactly is happening? Ladies and gentlemen, in less than 24 hours, we are going to see exactly what is happening, because we can speculate, we can wish, we can pray. By the end of the day, it will come to pass. As I said yesterday, I want to know whether Raila is really like the Greek mythology about Syphilis, who was cast to roll a stone to the top of a mountain, but then when he wanted to push that stone to the other side, it rolled back, and he did that as a curse for the entire life as he lived. Because Raila always goes to the peak as if he's going to the promised land. And like Moses, he only sees that promised land, but he never reaches there. This time round, I believe that he will not be a Moses, but a Joshua, and maybe a Caleb, who will arrive at the promised land rather than seeing it from far. So let us wait, ladies and gentlemen, from where you sit. Do you want him to succeed, or to fail in his bid to becoming the African Union Commission chairperson.